I can't handle this. It's too much. Maybe I should just quit. When I have a lot of work to do and am falling behind with deadlines, these thoughts come at me at a speed of light. Overwhelming and relentless. I once believed that starting my own business would grant me the freedom I longed for, yet there are days when it feels more like a cage. The bulk of my to-do list continues to grow. My inbox seems to overflow, and it all settles heavily on my chest, like a boulder that I can't shake off. I'm feeling quite stuck, as there seems to be an overwhelming amount in my path. As I find myself at my desk, my gaze lingers on the screen before me. I often find myself grappling with the fear of falling behind and the worry of disappointing others. After experiencing a string of rejections and watching a deal slip away, I found myself on the brink of losing my composure. This week has been particularly challenging. With each rejection, the sting seemed to deepen, leaving a mark that lasted longer than the last. I experienced the loss of clients I believed were dependable. The atmosphere in the office felt intensely charged, as if it were a pressure cooker ready to burst. The phones were ringing incessantly, my inbox overflowed with emails, and the atmosphere was heavy with tension. I found myself overwhelmed with tasks, each one carrying a weight of significance that felt greater than the one before. My desk was in disarray, papers scattered everywhere, and sticky notes fluttering about like leaves caught in a tempest. For days, I had struggled to find rest, and the weariness was beginning to seep deep into my very bones. By Friday, I found myself at my limit. I sat in my chair, my head resting in my hands, and the stillness of the empty office surrounded me, amplifying the sense of defeat I felt within. Perhaps it's time to consider closing the business, I reflected. Initially, it was just a faint whisper, but as time passed, it grew increasingly louder. I reflected on the sense of relief that might come from simply walking away and leaving this behind. But somehow, a sense of concern washed over me. What would happen to my workers? What about my family? What do my dreams look like? The air seemed to weigh heavily, and a chill covered the room. A delicate veil of dust rested on my untouched coffee, a silent testament to the moments that had slipped by. The distant echo of traffic reached my ears, a gentle reminder that life continued to flow around me, even as I found myself anchored in this moment of despair. A small voice within me whispered that there must be another way as I sat there, contemplating. It was present, though not distinctly visible. I still felt a spark of determination within me, unwilling to surrender just yet. I needed to find a way to ease the burden and distribute the responsibility. But how can I approach this? That small seed of doubt transformed my entire perspective. This couldn't be the conclusion of my journey. With a deep breath, I made the choice to reach out for support. I reached out to my wife, the one who has consistently stood by my side through everything. "I need you," I said, my voice trembling with emotion. She arrived, and we collaborated on the overwhelming pile of tasks side by side. She took care of the administrative tasks, allowing me to dedicate my energy to nurturing relationships with clients. It was as if a heavy burden had finally been released from my shoulders. I realized that I required more than simply her assistance. However, I felt a deep need to connect with others who understood my experiences. I became a part of a community dedicated to supporting local business owners. Initially, I found myself filled with uncertainty. Would they perceive me in a negative way? As I shared my story, I noticed the understanding in their nods, a silent acknowledgement of shared experiences. They too had experienced that moment. We shared our thoughts on the stress, the worries, and the small victories. It felt like a lifeline, a reassuring reminder that I wasn't alone in this experience. My wife's support, along with that of the group, truly made me feel more energized. As I approached the upcoming week, I found my mind to be clearer and more focused. I viewed each successful client meeting as a meaningful victory, regardless of its size. When a deal fell through, I chose to remain resilient and not let it affect my spirits. I viewed it as an opportunity for personal growth and understanding. The pressure is still there, but it seemed less overwhelming than it once had been. I had discovered my inner strength. The office felt more vibrant, and the air carried a sense of renewal. The coffee was warm and comforting, and I savored each sip, letting its richness envelop me. The outside world appeared to be brimming with possibilities rather than merely challenges. That week imparted a significant lesson to me. I found myself taking on all the challenges of the business, believing I had to handle everything alone. The overwhelming demands of my workload, coupled with the absence of support, left me feeling confined and helpless. Being strong isn't about handling everything alone. It's about recognizing the moments when reaching out for support is necessary. I realized that my tendency to overcommit stemmed from a fear of appearing weak. I once believed that seeking help indicated a lack of strength, yet I came to realize it is, in fact, true evidence to one's resilience. By sharing the workload with my wife and seeking support from a group, I discovered the strength I needed to navigate through my challenges. I understood the source of my overwhelm. There was a bulk of work before me, yet a scarcity of hands to share the load. It became clear that the solution was simple: share the burden together. I found myself envisioning my existence as a tree weathering a storm. I would bend and sway alone, teetering on the edge of breaking in the wind. However, in the company of others, such as my wife and fellow business owners, I found myself standing taller and steadier. Together, we can navigate any challenge that comes our way. As the pressure mounts, I find a way to ensure it doesn't control my life. I share what I can, rely on those close to me, and believe that each challenge is shaping my resilience. The stormy days are still coming, but I find myself unafraid of them now. I confront them with the understanding that I am not alone in this experience. Much like a river, it discovers its path. Though it may twist or slow down at times, it consistently progresses onward. I embarked on this journey to create something enduring. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is a testament to my strength. The support of my community carries me through challenging moments. In moments of overwhelm, I take a pause. I pause for a moment, inhaling deeply, allowing the air to fill my lungs, and then gently releasing it. Feeling a sense of calm wash over me. I remind myself that it's okay to seek support and not carry the weight alone. I engage in conversations with my wife, my team, or my support group. I provide opportunities for others, collaborate on tasks, It may seem simple, yet it proves to be effective. It helps me break free from the spiral and return to my tasks. This change of perspective has truly had a significant impact on me and my business. It was my team that had the privilege of being the first to witness it. They witnessed my ability to navigate challenges with composure, and that transformed our collaboration. I began to share my struggles instead of holding them in, opening up about the small things that help me navigate through them. They understood the importance of taking responsibility for their own problems, choosing to confront the mess rather than shy away from it. The true triumph lies not just in discovering my own path, but in guiding others to find theirs as well. Overwhelm may still creep in, yet I've come to understand that it isn't an adversary. It serves as a source of energy for me.